Sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks Podcast, Monday, October 13th, 2025. I'm Jay Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Happy week before the NBA regular season, everybody.
Next to him, it's my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Heyo!
Heyo! And over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer, JD. That's not JD.
It's a whole new setup over here.
Yeah.
Before we get into it, I have three bird-related questions/comments. First one. Let's
go.
Happy Thanksgiving to all of our Canadian friends and family. I hope that the turkey leftovers, I assume at this point, are hitting. Most people do Thanksgiving, I feel like, on Sunday, not Monday.
Totally.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, at least in our family.
Cool. Yeah, sure.
So enjoy your leftover turkey. Two, what do you think of the Blue Jays loss last night? We're going to bounce back here, down one to the Mariners?
Yes. Because I'm always positive, I flash back to the 1992 World Series. We saw one home run in that game by Damon Berryhill, a 3-run jack for the Atlanta Braves catcher. They lost 3-1, I think. So it was a similar game.
Okay.
Low scoring.
Okay.
One ding dong. Like yesterday where Kevin Gausman giving up.
Ding dong, David.
Give it up to the big dunker. What a weird nickname.
Dumper, not dunker.
Yeah, sorry. My bad. Yeah, I'm in a basketball mode.
Fitting. If you look at him.
I guess so.
He's got a big dumper.
Yes.
Yeah,
Really
they'll be
big
back.
dumper.
They'll be back game 2.
Okay. Today, don't they play at like 4 o'clock today?
4?
Yeah, man.
An ALCS
They
game
got
at
2 baseball games on
Baseball's
today.
messed up
Come
like
on,
that.
man.
That's strange.
And then the third bird-related question, how
Okay.
was Harry the Hawk at the Atlanta Pride Parade?
Harry was great. Always love to see Harry. The Hawks always show up for the Pride Parade. Some years, Harry will have like a rainbow plume on his head. Went with the standard black and red skin look. Or I guess red feathers look. But Harry saw me. I saw him. We started pointing at each other.
Oh, nice.
Even executed a high five, which I thought was pretty impressive since Harry was riding around on a bird scooter. I was a little worried for him.
Oh, geez, yeah, he's on a bird scooter, too. Wow, more bird-related things.
Put a bird on it.
Yeah.
All right.
Those are big feet for a scooter, too, right?
Yeah.
Impressive. Look, when you're a mascot, it's risky.
Yeah.
You might get hit in the nuts when you're out there in the environment. You got to be able to balance on a scooter just like that. People going crazy for you. But yeah, hit me with a thumbs up.
Oh,
thumbs
nice.
up to you, Harry.
Nice. I like the photo. Good stuff. All right. Well, let's get into the reason we're here today. Continuing our NBA season previews. We've done the East and West over-under podcasts. We did the first-time All-Star draft. Hey, Buzelis looking really good.
Oh, yeah.
Your last pick.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Buzelis buzz right now here in the preseason. But on today's show, we're doing our NBA award predictions. This is always one of my favorite pods. We do all season long, seeing how what we think of who's going to win these awards and some dark horse picks and all that, talk it through. So let's start with the big one. Let's get right into it. 2025-26 MVP. Now, these odds coming by way of FanDuel. All of our odds are. The favorite right now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander plus 160. And you got Jokic plus 300, Luka plus 400, Giannis plus 1,200, same with Wemby, and then Anthony Edwards rounding out our MVP table, I guess. We always have 6 at the table, plus 2,500. So who do you like going into 25-26 here? And then again, we can later on get into some like dark horse picks if you want, unless maybe a dark horse pick is your guy.
No, I'm picking Luka Doncic, who is a bit of a dark horse, I would say.
Yeah.
Not as far as the odds go, but everyone taking Shai or Jokic or Giannis, I suppose. But Luka Doncic, I think, has some things to prove this season. I think a lot of things are going to have to go right for the Lakers. It'll start because he's going to score a lot with LeBron James out. The last year, Luka didn't receive one MVP vote, and I think he's going to be focused on that. 5 years straight before last season, he received MVP votes. Now, I think he's the healthiest he's been in his NBA career. I think last year, playing beside LeBron James plays a factor in that. This guy who's going to be 41 is going to play in the most games in NBA history is a bigger factor for me than seeing Luka on the front of a Men's Health magazine looking fit. I think just being beside LeBron James, learning that having that pride will help him out. That being said, they're going to have to win 50 games, so things are going to have to go right defensively around him. But I'm buying in. I'm buying into Jared Vanderbilt. I'm buying into Marcus Smart. I'm buying into a bigger man playing center and DeAndre Ayton. So there's those factors. But I think what we saw from Luka, just as far as Eurobasket in the summer and as far as leading his Lakers teammates in these these team
Excursions?
It'd be
Yeah.
cool if he practiced.
He's practicing.
He's not playing yet, though.
He's not playing
They're not
games.
doing anything in preseason, Luka and LeBron.
Yeah. Is that going to be a factor? I think
No, I don't care about that either.
no. There's one guy can carry the ball and carry out the offense over and over and over again. He doesn't need to play in games. He has to be healthy, and he is healthy. They're just not putting him into games. And so, yeah, he ain't playing with LeBron, but other guys are being around him, and I think they just need that camaraderie. And I think there's the recipe. There's the recipe for like what he did with the Mavs, but I think he's even healthier, to be honest. This is me looking in. Just feels like it. He feels like he's ready to go.
Yeah, it was his first not healthy season last year, only 50 games, so he didn't qualify for awards, which is why he didn't get any votes. But I think Luka has maybe the most interesting case of the top three guys because he has the worst team between the Thunder, the Nuggets, and the Lakers. Everybody has the Lakers behind Denver and OKC.
Yeah.
Jokic's team got better. In particular, their backup center slot got better, so the on-off numbers maybe don't look quite as jarring when you do it. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just won every award last season. We could see Jalen Williams take a step forward. We could see Chet Holmgren take a step forward, and a little uncertainty, I think, about how into the regular season the Thunder are going to be this year. It kind of feels like Shea would need to win 70 games to win a back-to-back MVP, which is kind of tough. So I understand why you're going with Luka, but I've gotten burned so many times taking this guy to win MVP. He's always getting the votes, but he hasn't been able to go over the top. I think we talked about it on our over-under pod. Like, Luka's teams barely win 50 games during a season. He's not a big regular season guy, but he's going to win an MVP at some point in his career. So why wouldn't it be the first year he plays with LA and gets the media buzz behind it as well?
He is a perennial preseason MVP favorite as we do this
Every year.
exercise
Yep.
every freaking year. I feel like one of us, maybe it's Trey, usually now it's you, one of us takes Luka. We're like, oh, it's got to be the year.
I did a couple of years ago,
Yeah,
for sure.
I know.
Yep. I back-to-backed it at one point for sure.
Yeah.
And you've got the little negatives against other guys. That I think that is part of it. The Jokic side going to the bench and his team falling off, I think helped him. But I think being that his bench is better, his numbers, sheer numbers won't be as good. He won't have to do as much. He won't have to shoot as much. He won't have this 30-point triple-double. I don't think he's going to play as many minutes. He has career high in minutes last year. So there's that. The Shea thing with the wins total is important. I think there's going to be some sort of drop up, but you could easily vote Shea again. They're going to be the number one seed.
Probably, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who are you going with ultimately here?
I'll take Jokic.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like we just, every year, is it going to be Jokic? Is it going to be somebody else? Give it to somebody else who's deserving, then go back to Jokic. That happened with Embiid, then Jokic won one. Happened with Shea last year when it easily could have been Jokic. The guy did average a 30-point triple-double while shooting almost 60% from the field and 40% from three. If he approaches those numbers, like, he's going to be double-digit rebounds and assists for sure. But if he drops off to 27 points per game, is it that big of a deal? Everybody agrees he's at worst the 1.5 best player in the league. He actually is the best player, if you ask me. So I think if you can look at him on the odds boards and he's not number one, why not?
Right. Here's a question for you, and I heard the ball guys sort of debate this. Do you feel like voters are itching to give Jokic a fourth MVP? Or the opposite, and it's like less likely because then you're going into rarefied air with sort of a fourth one. I can't decide. I love that debate. I'm like, on one hand, maybe, like you're saying, Trey, it's always like this bounce back and everybody's like, well, he's the best player in the world. I mean, he's always in the mix. Maybe they flirt with 55 to 60 wins. There's that part of the equation as well. Maybe they're the number one seed. Probably not. I would go with OKC. Or it's the opposite. It's like, no, we're not doing that because voters get like scared for some reason that he's like on this short list. What do you think?
I think it's a good way to anoint somebody the best player of their generation. Because when you go and look at the people who have won 4+ MVPs, it's the best players of their generation. And we haven't had a guy do it since LeBron. Jokic is the best player since LeBron. So I kind of think it would be a way to give him history going forward. So maybe that bolsters my case. And, the fact that he didn't win it last year, people don't like the all in a row MVPs. That's why they change it up for some reason. And that's not an issue for Jokic this season.
What do you think?
Yeah, there's the multiple factors. They got to be good. They have to improve, number one. Second thing, it would help him if he had a second title, I suppose, to be able to give him 4 MVPs. There's that part. But he's freaking Jokic. So, yeah, the fact that he didn't win it last year, it gives voters, I think, a little reason to vote for this guy. But she could easily win this thing also.
Yeah, the GM survey, which we just got late last week from our guy John Schumann at NBA.com, the GMs picked Jokic to win his 4th MVP award this coming season. So they're along this line of like, yeah, maybe just to give it back to him. Again, the numbers with all these guys in theory are going to be there. Like they're unreal. Yeah. What these 4 guys, if we include Giannis, quite frankly, into the mix, like it's hard to pick anyone else besides one of these 4 guys winning this thing, just with the stats they put up on the good teams. I mean, Giannis and the Bucks, like he would have a case if they surprise, because you said the Lakers are below the Nuggets and the Thunder. Well, the Bucks are way below those other 3 teams. So, it would have to be Giannis carrying them with his crazy stat line. It's possible. I think I see some people sort of backing him for another 3rd MVP. That would be for him after he went back-to-back in the day. So I just struggle to find anyone else having a real chance at this. Right. In today's NBA, because these 4 guys are elite.
Yeah, Giannis's numbers are ridiculous. I think maybe they're too involved for people, like 30, 12, and 60%. Maybe 60% is just too much of a stat. I mean, for people to get really super. I mean, it's not a good enough stat. Like, it's not a points, rebounds,
better
assists.
than Jokic.
Yeah, Jokic will be interesting. Considering his heaves won't even factor into his stats.
Percentage is going up.
Yep. Jump up a couple. It literally would have been 2 points higher in the 3-point percentage. But yeah, the other guys, it is difficult. I totally agree. When we had our conversation about who's at that MVP table, I threw in Jalen Brunson because I think the Knicks are just going to be really good in the Eastern Conference. Donovan Mitchell, that's why he's here on the odds board as well. Strict numbers. They're going to win, right? I mean, so...
I think both Mitchell and to a lesser extent Brunson, but definitely Mitchell, like his best chance was last year. They won 64 games. Yeah. He took a step back, which kind of hurt his counting numbers, but he was a better player and the Cavs were such a good team. I think the Knicks would have to approach 60 wins for Brunson to be the guy, and he would have to do clutch player of the year stuff again, which we'll get into. Maybe he will. He'll still have the opportunities for sure, but last year seemed like a good chance for both of those guys.
Totally. I think the number that the Lakers have to get to is 50 wins for Luka to be involved. What is it for Giannis, for the Bucks? How many wins do they have to have? They have to be significant. It's probably 50.
I think so.
Oh, at least. Yeah. I almost think at this point, with the talent like we went through here of these elite guys, like you have to be a top 3 seed, it feels like. So in your conference, at the very least. So you're getting into the 50 to 60 win mark, somewhere in there. But Giannis would have that narrative. Like, everybody's like, this team sucks. And like he could... Again, in sort of a weakened East, like he could carry them to a lot of wins. I think they're going to hit the over. They were one of my teams, one of my locks, in fact, to hit whatever their mid 40 sort of line was there from Vegas. I think they're going to eclipse that if he plays. That's what you said, Trey. He's got to play. Once Giannis is removed from that lineup, oh my God, like I don't think Kuz is going to be able to carry it,
Miles He's trying, Turner, man. He's trying his best.
Gary Trent Jr. and Kevin Porter Jr. Oh, yeah. For the record, I'm going with Jokic. I'm with you, Trey. I think he's going to get his 4th here because they should be a good team, and obviously he's going to have the stats. My dark horse pick, sort of like off the board we showed you, Cade Cunningham at plus, 500?
50 to 1.
Excuse me, more than that. 50. Is he 1,500? Is he?
He was 5,000 to 1.
Thank you. 50 to 1
plus 5,000.
Plus 5,000. I wrote it in my notes wrong. I'm like, he's not plus 500. Plus 5,000 for Cade Cunningham. That's my dark horse because he averaged 26, 9, and 6 in 70 games last year. There are still rooms for improvement in his game. I saw Danny Green calling him, Cade, the SGA of the Eastern Conference. Whoa. I sort of get the comp what he's saying, like they're both like mid-range assassins, but Cade's got to get a little bit better, a little more average with his 3-point shot and better at finishing at the rim. He just needs to get more free throws as well, get some easy points that way. Point is, if the Pistons jumped up another level, he's going to warrant MVP votes like he did last year. He got a few end of the ballot votes. So he's a dark horse pick in this. Anyone else?
He was the best off the board pick, I thought, because I think the Pistons, compared to a guy like Paolo Banchero, has a little bit better odds than Cade does. I think the Pistons have just a little bit less talent on their team, so you're looking at Cade more so as the number 1 guy, whereas when you're talking about the Magic, is it Paolo, is it Franz? They at least have a chance at 2 All-Stars, and that's not the case for Detroit.
And then why not Victor Wembanyama? Why not here? in year 3.
The only reason is wins. Like this, the Spurs would have to win 50 games. We're going to get to Defensive Player of the Year. If he gets to 65 games, he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. He's the best defensive player in the league. So can he average 28 points per game and shoot 40% from 3? It's possible. And I think if that's the case, people will vote him MVP as long as the Spurs are winning.
LeBron finished number 2 in MVP voting in his 3rd season. We had Derrick Rose, I think Wes Unseld, at 22 years old win MVP. That's where Wembanyama will be at the end of the season. So it's like if you're building the case, and then you're just like, I think it's Wemby time now. Yeah, but you're right. The wins going to be there for San Antonio? At that, it's got to probably be around that 50 win mark, at least in the Western Conference, because then you're near the top.
Yes. And will he play the 65 games? I know it's a boring question, but that's a part of it. Yeah, they got to win. And we'll get to the guys playing around him when it comes to Defensive Player of the Year. That is a factor. So we'll get to that.
All right. So you have Luka. We have Jokic. For the record, play along here in the stream team. Let's hear your picks. Let us know in the YouTube comments. Tweet at us at NoDunksInc. All right. Next one here. Let's go most improved. Amen Thompson, the favorite right now. Plus 950. Denny Avdia of the Blazers. Andrew Nemhard. Benedict Mathurin. Asar Thompson and Matas Buzelis are all plus 1,600. This is one of these awards that even FanDuel and all the odds makers, they're like, I don't know. Not really sure.
Put 2 brothers and 2 Pacers on there.
Yeah, that's right. So
and 2 white guys.
What do you think, Trey? Again, this is a difficult one to predict, but where are you leaning?
Well, you know who I'm leaning towards.
Oh,
but I'm not going to say it. I'm just happy that Buzelis made the board. 16 to 1. Better odds than Josh Giddey, who was 18 to 1.
Yeah,
I think that was kind of funny. My pick is not on the board. Victor Wembanyama, most improved player.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Yeah, I love it.
60 to 1. You're like, that's crazy. There's no way he could be an MVP candidate and also win most improved player. Look at Ja Morant, 21-22 season, won most improved player, finished 7th in MVP voting. You're telling me that's not reasonable for Victor Wembanyama, who has 0 accolades in his career so far?
Right.
Only because he didn't play enough games last season, but it means he's available to be voted for on all of this kind of stuff, especially most improved player. It's kind of at times been a junior MVP vote. Like, we see you coming next, so let's get out ahead of things. I think he will be on actual MVP ballots by the end of the season. He'll get some 5th place votes, maybe some 4th place votes, depending on how much the voters favor defense. So it's way down there on the odds, but I'll take Wemby.
Yeah, it's interesting because last year's MIP winner, Dyson Daniels, that was sort of like a throwback most improved winner in a way. Because like you said, Trey, we had a lot of winners like Ja Morant, Julius Randle, Tyrese Maxey, guys that had already scored 20 points per game, like in seasons prior. But then we're like this coronation of sorts, like, oh, you've really leveled up to all-star, all-NBA.
Yeah,
I get the case for Wemby for MIP.
I think it's a good pick.
Okay.
Especially because it's an open board. It's pretty open, but we know Wemby's going to take that next step. And if he doesn't win MVP, then voters will say, okay, well, we got to check him for something. Now, the Defensive Player of the Year is a part of it. But to me, this could easily be the Wemby year. Yeah, the coronation. It reminds me of the Giannis Antetokounmpo. It was year 4 for Giannis when he won Most Improved Player. And I do think it was after year 3 where we were on NBA TV, and I called him the most overrated player going into year 4. And that's when he did it, because people were saying he was already anointed. He was already the all-star. And I found the stats, you can't do that. I was a little stat oriented. He hadn't taken that next step. Wemby could be taking that next step. It could be the Wemby pick. I don't see why not.
Wemby already averages like, what does he have? 24, 11, and 4 or something like that? Like,
yeah. So he can't improve enough?
Now he's been training with Matt Bonner.
It's, like you said, is he going to average 28, 13, 3 blocks plus?
Go get that quad double. He'll be the 5th player to get a quadruple double. If you want to get into stats, it could happen, man.
So you're picking Wemby as well?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. That's a great pick.
Where are you going?
It's a great pick. I find the board is hilarious because, as you said, 2 Pacers, 2 brothers, 2 white guys. It's really the most improved player. I like the Asar Thompson pick because I think he's going to play way more. He was in these 3 to 4 minute spurts last year because of the blood clot issue, so he wasn't playing a ton for JB Bickerstaff. I think JB Bickerstaff will and has to buy into Asar Thompson more. He didn't do that enough last year. He just did not. I think it's his time. He's going to be given the leash. especially with this new Pistons team with Malik Beasley gone. They need somebody out there to make plays. Now, Jaden Ivey coming back as well. They're going to feel it out. I don't know who Malik Beasley's betting on, if he still bets, but he should bet on Asar Thompson. Well,
Allegedly.
That is such a strange scenario. The guy will probably be playing basketball this season, TBD. But yeah, it's hard to pick from that board. That's why Wemby's a good one. Even if you want to go deeper, like the Nembhard one. I mean, it's fun because he's a guy who gets better in the playoffs, and we've most recently seen him take that step from regular season to playoffs. They're awesome. Now, is it his time to take over for Tyrese Halliburton as the guy? Now, these are kind of like if you want to write the narrative, these are kind of like his playoffs. You got to go in and you got to be the guy. But history says that's not true. His regular seasons just aren't that good in comparison to the playoffs. So I can't get behind it, but he obviously is that talented.
There are like two buckets, I think, for most improved. There are candidates who just get increased opportunity. These guys are saying Andrew Nembhard, Benedict Mathurin. I think a lot of Celtics guys would fall into this sort of bucket. Maybe Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, stuff like that. Michael Porter Jr., new role in Brooklyn. You need usually some wins with MIP. I get that. But then there's the whole other side of just like these guys that are like breakout stars, like these prospects. The Amen Thompson. I think Brandon Miller could maybe be on this list. The Boozellises of the world. A guy I'm going to pick, Shaedon Sharpe. I'll go with Shaedon Sharpe as he's off the board here, but I don't think he's super far down there. He's probably plus 2,500. So I'll go Sharpe as MIP.
That's a good one.
Now I'm like, obviously I'm looking in what happened at the end of last season when nobody cares at the end of the regular season. He was having some monster, like 30 point per game scoring games. There's no Scoot sort of in the mix right now. He's like turning into sort of a lead guy there a little bit. So
they need offense.
I'll go with him. They need offense.
He's going to put up numbers.
Great note I saw in doing a little research for this from Xandrick Ellison. What a name on NBA Reddit. He noted that the most improved player trophy may need to be renamed the player who happened to get hot from three trophy. Because he went back and looked. In many cases, the winner was a player who just shot well above their career average from three that particular season and then immediately dropped down back to their normal averages. So the premise here is that most improved is a bit of a funky trophy. It's tough to predict this one. That's why Wemby, again, like you said, like with crazy long odds, like maybe he does shoot 40% from three, and that'll get you from 24 points per game to 28, 29,
Definitely.
something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm going Sharpe. You are going Wemby, and ultimately you're going?
I'm going Asar Thompson, although Ben Mathurin's also super fun as well, especially with Halliburton out. Who's going to score? But he's coming off the bench last year. Is he just going to be pushed in to what is his contract year? So... an increased 3-point percentage would be the time to do it. That would be, I don't know, that's why all these guys are questions.
I think I would favor Nembhard over Mathurin, just because Benedict Mathurin scored 16 a game last year as the main option for the Pacers off the bench, whereas Nembhard was 10 points per game. Yeah. He's going to improve on that for sure, just with more opportunity, playing a bigger role on the offensive end. If you're choosing a Pacer, for me, it's Nembhard.
Yeah,
but if you're talking about a guy that needs to overperform 3-point shooting, Asar Thompson is easily the pick here. He shot 22% from three. If he shoots 30%, we're like, whoa, yeah. He's a marksman. Dale Ellis out there.
He's so improved.
Yeah.
Any other dark horse picks you want to show some love to?
No.
Most improved? Anyone?
Jalen Johnson, 50-1.
Wow.
Wasn't eligible for an award last year. Had a massive improvement.
Yeah.
Could have been an all-star, but only played, 30 games, I think, for the Hawks. If he stays healthy, he's awesome, and he's going to have a huge role for Atlanta this year. Jovic, I think, at 25-1 is interesting. Reed Shepherd, 30-1, didn't play hardly at all, and now is going to be a massive piece for the Rockets.
I think it's interesting. No one is picking the favorite here, Amen Thompson. A lot more talk about Asar Thompson. I'm interested by that. Like, have we over-indexed? I mean, we as in the internet and all the other media members on like, is Amen Thompson suddenly almost overrated because we're so excited for him and he's so fun to watch and the potential we see there, but maybe slow down on it?
He was a breakout star last year, I think, is the problem for me. Amen Thompson, more so than Asar, who was kind of lost in the shuffle because he started the season on the injured reserve list, came back, and like Tess is saying, kind of was in and out of the lineup. I think that it's more enticing to look at Asar, especially because you figure the Pistons are going to need one of their young guys to pop this year.
So many headlines for Amen Thompson last year in comparison to Asar Thompson. It's probably like 90% to 10%. Asar wasn't talked about it a lot. The Jalen Johnson one, also interesting because he could be anointed as a most improved player, breakout player. Number one, because he plays, and number two, if he doesn't make the All-Star team, you got to give him. You kind of give him something, you know. But his numbers were really good. It is a little like Shaden Sharp. They both averaged between 18.5 and 19 points per game. Good numbers. So how much are they going to improve from that?
Yeah,
I could see Shaden Sharp doing it without Anthony Simons there. They literally need somebody to score a ton. So he could. Yeah,
that's why like when you're picking between two Pacers to win MIP, like you were saying, Trey, it's like you almost have to add like it feels like a 7 to 8 point per game increase. So it's like more likely that Nembhard is maybe 17, 18 points per game than maybe Benedict Mathurin, who already averaged 16 points per game up to 23, 24. It's still possible. He's only going to get better as a player, but yeah, that's maybe the issue with Sharp. I guess I'm banking on he is sort of flirting around. Yeah, let's call it 24 points per game. Really good season. Mm-hmm. And obviously the Blazers have to surprise, and you have to sort of like be the lead guy. The only other name I have, I'm just interested to see Cam Whitmore after two sort of disappointing seasons with the Houston Rockets. Obviously caught up in the shuffle of so many guys there and on the bench. Now he goes to Washington, just to remind everyone, that's where Cam Whitmore is.
That's
right. So he gets a second chance here. I think he could double his point per game total just with opportunities. So that's like a narrative at least. Like, whoa, man, the guy is obviously really good. I think he's at plus 4,000. So that's my dark horse pick. Let's go to Rookie of the Year. Is anybody taking anyone besides Cooper Flagg, who's the odds-on favorite, minus 195 by way of FanDuel? And then you do have a bunch of other guys at plus 1,000 and VJ Edgecombe, Ace Bailey, Trey Johnson. Then you got Dylan Harper plus 1,400, Knipple plus 1,800. I will say, from the time I've made this board to now, at least the last I checked FanDuel, it's even changed a little bit. Flagg is now minus 220 to win Rookie of the Year. Trey Johnson remains at plus 1,000. Ace Bailey, Edgecombe, they've dropped to plus 1,100. Harper dropped a little bit too, but get us started here, TK. I assume you're taking Cooper Flagg, but maybe then who you have second on your list.
I do think Flagg is the favorite here for a reason, and I don't know exactly when you made the board, but he played against the Hornets and looked awesome. So it's like, okay, this guy is going to do it, especially when you factor in he's got the rare chance as a rookie to have great production as a rookie and be on a team that's pretty decent. Like, he's going to be a key piece to a Mavs team that's at least hoping to make the playoffs in the Western Conference, if not go farther. So I think him playing on both sides of the ball, being a do-it-all kind of guy, defense, playmaking, scoring, like he looks like he's going to be unstoppable in transition already. That's why he's the favorite so heavily. For a second favorite guy, I think Ace Bailey. I think he's probably going to lead all rookies in scoring. There's a ton of opportunity on the Jazz. He looks like a taller, skinnier Carmelo Anthony out there in preseason, and the shots are going to be there. He looks more comfortable as an NBA player than he probably did as a college player. So I think Will Hardy's excited to have this guy. You see pictures of him, and he's just like hugging and smiling. Like, how did we get Ace Bailey at number 5? So I think if he leads the draft class in scoring, he's going to get a ton of votes.
Yeah, it's a good pick because Rookie of the Year quite often goes to the guy who has a lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
Lauri Markkanen will be allowing Ace Bailey to do whatever the heck he wants on that team, as will Hardy. So he'll have plenty of shots. It's definitely going to be Cooper Flagg who wins it because he's going to have plenty of opportunity because they need some guard play. So I think Jason Kidd's going to give him the ball a ton. You want to make some narratives? Wow, he's a point guard. He's a point forward type of thing that could happen. He's going to have the highlights, both offensively and, as you said, defensively. He'll cover everybody. He'll track from three-point line to the rim over and over. He wants it. He seems like he's got that dog in him. So I think it's his. It's hard to go down the board. Ace Bailey's a good pick. I think VJ Edgecombe is a decent pick because he'll have opportunity without.
Will he?
I think so. If Edgecombe is playing, again, that's another question. But he should be. Yeah, I think.
I mean, I love
who's going to take the.
Well, they have a lot of guards when they're all healthy. I mean, you got Maxey, you got McCain, the guy who was probably going to win Rookie of the Year last year until he got hurt.
Yeah,
Quentin Grimes. Yeah,
McCain.
I think he might
another
just get
UCL
squeezed a little
injury.
bit here, but.
Yeah, we'll see.
Then again, their guys are always injured, so maybe he gets an opportunity.
Yeah, exactly right. If he's the one that stays healthy, I think VJ Edgecombe could have the best highlights of any rookie.
Oh, yeah. Yes, for sure. A few things to remember when you are making your Rookie of the Year picks. First off, no 65-game minimum for Rookie of the Year eligibility. So I was going to ask you guys, how many games does this Cooper Flag have to play to sort of lock up Rookie of the Year? 50? Half the season? I wonder what that is. I know it depends on how the other guys are doing behind him, but Patrick Ewing won this thing with 50 games played way back in the day. Brandon Roy only played 57, I think. Embiid played 31, and hence Malcolm Brogdon ended up getting that one. But look, you get far more flexibility when it comes to this award, when it comes to injuries. Team performance doesn't matter.
No.
So you can be on the worst team.
You can be a Concanipple.
You could be Concanipple. And counting stats tend to play an outsized role when it comes to Rookie of the Year. Like whoever has sort of the most points, rebounds, assists, sort of add them all up, you have a really good chance, especially points. We've never had a Rookie of the Year winner average single digits in points. And in the past 2 decades,
I'm glad to hear that.
In the past 2 decades, here's a little trivia question for you. Past 2 decades, only 2 guys were below 15 points per game that won Rookie of the Year. Brogdon, of course, because Embiid got hurt. No,
big numbers.
No,
18.
It's last year.
Oh, Castle?
Yeah. Stephen Castle. Somewhat of a weak class, I guess, but he got it done.
Wow, Michael Carter Williams, almost 17 points per game.
There you go. All right, so everybody's taking Cooper Flag, and sounds like Ace Bailey, a bit of a favorite for maybe runner-up.
There will be some Concanipple headlines, I think. I think he is a guy who gets after it, can score. Our LaMelo, are they going to give him the ball? Brandon Miller, are they going to give him the ball enough is the question for him to put up points. But he's got it. And maybe if LaMelo misses games, then Concanipple gets more opportunity. He can score, that's for sure.
He looks savvy. I was trying to think of like a Concanipple Halloween costume. Because, the guy's got the word nipple in his name. So I was like, Chili Concanipple? I don't know. That sounds more like a fantasy name. Yeah. Something you could come up with. But I don't know, like a nacho hat and a Hornets jersey or something like that. Still got enough time to brainstorm ideas. Chili Concanipple.
2 other Rookie of the Year, super dark horse picks. What about Jan Hansen?
Hey, just had a great third quarter.
Oh, man.
Now he's sort of a guy too. There's a lot of bigs. I think he's going to play. I think the Portland Trailblazers are going to play him a little bit, but they have some bigs there in the rotation. Klingon, of course. Time Lord when he plays, and he's still on the roster. But you could see him having. He's going to have like a monster month, like at probably March, where it's like, whoa, look at the numbers this guy is putting up, and he'll like get in the conversation.
And a monster highlight reel.
He's got some great dimes for sure.
The NBA YouTube page will be putting together some big clips,
That's a great point.
and not only for Asia, just for us.
He's fun to watch.
He's fun to watch, as Denny Avdia said. The give and go with me and him. It's going to work. You're going to see some beautiful passes. The clips, I'm already seeing him just driving by centers in preseason, in his own practice, where he just goes by. Like, he can go by them. I'm getting sucked in.
Who's he cooking? He's Dwarf Reef.
No, I was trying to name the name, but he's a camp invite, so I forget his name already. But he's awesome.
Center.
He can spin from the mid-range and go by anybody, and then he hangs at the rim. He's freaking a big boy.
He's going to be on Rookie of the Year ladder lists on NBA.com or The Athletic or ESPN. Guaranteed at some point. I'm telling you, it's going to be like probably in March that he'll like sneak onto these lists. I'm pretty confident about that. The only other guy, in all honesty, again, dark horse pick because Cooper's going to win this, but Heat rookie Jaco Chonis.
He's good.
The GM survey voted him the biggest steal of the draft, so they're fans of him. I think he's going to have a bigger opportunity now that Tyler Hero is out, at least to start this season. Spoelstra's talking him up. He said, quote, he has a kamikaze element to him. He's like jet fuel. You just immediately feel his energy and his speed. End quote on Spo there. So yeah, I think he could get some stats. I think he might get a chance at least.
Kasparas Jakušonis, I got sucked in during Summer League. I did. Okay. He's very good. And since we're naming great names like that, the son of Sarunas Marciulionis is in the NBA.
Augustus.
Yep.
What
Watch out for the chocolate factory. I was gonna say,
Is that a Willy
I was
Wonka
gonna say
character?
chocolate river, but I just went with the factory instead. He got sucked up the tube in the river, didn't he, Augustus?
I think they're gonna call him Gloop. That's a cool nickname,
Pretty good
man.
nickname, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was in the league.
He's on the Lakers. I think he may be a two-way guy, so, you know,
Okay.
maybe he's playing. But yeah, he's on an Exhibit 10 contract with the Lakers. But
Watch out for the chocolate factory.
chocolate factory is happening, man.
All right. Lots more awards to make our way through, but before that, quick ad break.
Peloton is shaping the future of fitness with the brand new Peloton Cross Training Tread Plus, powered by Peloton IQ. The new Peloton Cross Training Tread Plus is Peloton's most elevated equipment with real-time guidance and endless ways to move alone or with your favorite instructors. It's cross-training reimagined with features designed to make your workout more personal. The new Tread Plus comes with a swivel screen, so you can go from running on the Tread Plus to strength training or yoga off of it with one smooth spin of the swivel screen. It offers endless ways to train for a well-rounded routine. Peloton IQ creates a personal workout roadmap with weekly recommended classes led by instructors who match your mood, vibe, and personality. With personalized plans plus insights and guidance, Peloton IQ helps you unlock new breakthroughs. Personally, can't wait to see what Peloton has cooked up when I get home from the Classic Factory. I love opening the app and seeing what Rad and Jermaine have been up to. Probably go arms mode today.
Oh, hell.
Probably go arms mode today. But I did see another instructor offering Ricky Martin yoga.
What?
Ricky Martin yoga. I might go upside, inside out, and live La Vida yoga.
I'm intrigued.
Living La Vida yoga.
The cup of life. That was another Ricky Martin song, I think, right?
Not sure.
Yeah, hard to remember the second single from Ricky Martin.
He's had some.
Yeah, he's had some. Apparently enough for an entire yoga class.
Yeah, I guess so.
Peloton IQ provides intelligent strength coaching. It tracks your progress, suggests weights that challenge you so you can get stronger, and the new movement tracking camera allows Peloton IQ to count your reps and correct your form in real time, taking the guesswork out of your workout so you can train safer, lift smarter, and make every rep count. Peloton is built for breakthroughs. Let yourself run, lift, sculpt, push, and go. Explore the new Peloton Cross Training Tread Plus at onepeloton.com.
Augustus Gloop could have used the Peloton.
Yeah.
Tubby little guy, wasn't he? All right, let's keep it going here. Doing our NBA award predictions. If you're just joining us live on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe, share the show. Podcast listeners, 5-star ratings and reviews. Tass, I'm going to start with you on this one. Sixth man of the year odds, again by way of FanDuel. Got 7 names on this list because we got sort of a tie at the bottom, but Naz Reid and DeAndre Hunter are the favorites at plus 1,000. Josh Hart with the Knicks plus 1,100. Ty Jerome with the Grizzlies plus 1,400. And then 3 guys at the bottom there, John Collins, Jordan Clarkson, and Anthony Simons, all at plus 1,500. I find this one difficult as well, Tass.
It is.
Where are you going?
Some of those guys are going to be starting, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. And some of those guys are not even like sixth men. Like they're going to be like 7th, 8th
Right.
men.
Yeah, 2 Knicks on there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Deuce McBride might be
Also a
above
great choice,
both
sure.
of those.
Yeah.
Sixth man, yeah.
Anyway.
So I'm going way off the board. I'm going with Dante DiVincenzo in Minnesota.
Okay.
I think he's going to have an increased role. Nikhil Alexander-Walker gone. Mike Conley getting a little bit older. And he was part of the Karl Anthony Towns, Julius Randle trade where they get dealt on October 2nd. They weren't ready for the regular season. You could see he wasn't ready. He wasn't into it. He wasn't himself. Started the season slowly, but after the All-Star break, like Julius Randle, they picked it up a notch. He shot 44.7 from 3 after the All-Star break, going 37% before the All-Star break. You don't often see that unless it's these games that don't mean anything for a lot of these teams where a guy gets way better. Those games did mean something for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think DiVincenzo is going to have a lot bigger role. Like the year before with the Knicks, where we all were thinking, whoa, they're getting a really good guy here from the Knicks. He was 15.5, almost 4 assists, almost 3 rebounds, near 60% true shooting percentage, 40% from 3. So the numbers will be like that. He'll put forth some good numbers. Will this team be good enough? I think that plays a part here in six man, not all the time, but I think it'll help the Timberwolves that they got this guy who's going to play a ton.
So you're taking him over Naz Reid,
Yeah.
who obviously has already won one of these. Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to score more. I think DiVincenzo could score a good amount.
Where are you going with this one, TK?
I'm taking a Nick. I like Josh Hart for 6th man of the year because he's technically the 6th man right now, but he's just the 6th starter. So there are going to be times when he's starting, and he's definitely going to close games depending on the personnel for the other teams. You know, Mitchell Robinson foul trouble or availability, I think, is good news for Josh Hart. Last year, he led the league in minutes per game, finished 2nd in total minutes. That's not going to happen again because he's going to be starting off the bench at least, but he's still going to play a ton. He's still going to produce a ton. Last year, 9 triple doubles. He just fills up the box score. Yep. And I think that that's something that's important when it comes to 6th man. Like, you do want to see high scoring totals, which is why DiVincenzo, Naz Reid are really good picks. But I think Josh Hart's kind of do-it-allness puts him over the top for me.
Yeah, DeAndre Hunter, he probably will be starting, right?
To start the season.
Yeah, with Strus out. And then the Celtics guys, I wish I knew who was coming off the bench and who was really starting. Like, is it Simons and Pritchard or Hauser? It's like they all would have a case if I felt confident that they're coming off the bench. But I'm not entirely sure, and I think I'm not even sure Missoula is. At least in preseason, we've seen some sort of mix and match in here. I love the Hart pick, but I'm actually going to go way off the board here. And I'm going to go with Khalil Ware.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, is he starting or not? Like, he's not starting in the preseason here beside Bam, unless Bam wasn't playing. He started that game. So he refuses to start him. He's looked really good in preseason. This is the guy's numbers I was looking in preseason before we started the show, guys.
Tell me about his rebounding numbers. I know he got better. I saw a Miami Heat tweet that said, Khalil Ware has improved rebounding. It was just a rebound highlight. He didn't do anything else. Just grabbed a defensive rebound. It looked awesome.
Well, he's averaging 20 and 11 in these 4 preseason games that he's played. He's hitting 3-pointers. He's hit like 2 per game in these games. Like, he does look good. I'm like not joking here. I think he should be starting, but for some reason Spo wants to like go smaller.
So 20 and 11 off the bench.
Jesus, if he does that, he's winning this thing.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, and he came off the bench like nearly 50% of the time last year. I don't know. He could be starting, and this could look very foolish. So I guess my other pick, I like the Josh Hart. I like a Nick winning this. I think if I ranked them, I'd probably go Josh Hart, then McBride, then Clarkson. Yeah. I'm a little surprised Clarkson is this high with these odds. But I'll go Khalil Ware just to keep things interesting.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense that he's coming off the bench in that they want to allow Nikola Jovic to play, but also Jaime Jaquez has been starting alongside Norman Powell because maybe you want a guy who's really good offensively to come off the bench, you know, that you're going to give the ball to and do some things. So maybe you're throwing Jaquez into the starting lineup. So it's a decent one.
Plus 2,700, I believe, for Ware. Again, dark horse 6th man of the year pick. But let's hear from you guys. This is a tough one because even like Ty Jerome, I think a lot of people would be backing that. But we have the John Morant injury already. Yep. Maybe he's back, maybe he's not. Early to start the season. Does he get slotted in there?
Yeah. Now, who's starting on these teams? Like Tari Eason, I think, should be a factor here.
Yeah.
He's a great player for the Rockets, but there will be times where he starts. But it's probably going to go to Jabari Smith Jr.
Yeah, I think so.
And so Tari Eason will come off the bench, and that guy can shoot it.
I'm seeing Alan Yu here in the stream team saying I'm taking PJ Washington for 6th man of the year. Dallas is another who's starting for this team. I think he's 25-1 right now and still with us. Suggests, could it be RJ Barrett if he doesn't get traded?
I guess it could be.
Put out some numbers.
For what team? Is he going to be the 6th man for the Toronto Raptors? Nah.
Don't.
You think he's going to start the whole year?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's tough. That's why this one's tough, man. You got to figure out what the lineups are.
Yeah.
And then, of course, injuries come into play and guys get slotted up and all that. That's why the Naz Reid one is probably the safest, like, sort of bet. Like, Naz Reid is going to very likely just come off the bench for 80 games.
Score some buckets.
Yeah, right. Have some monster games, like you said. He'll have a couple 30-point games here and there. Hit some big shots late. So that's, like, the safe bet. But, you know, he just won. Did he win last? No, he won 2 years ago, right?
2 years
Pritchard
ago.
won last year, yeah. All right, let's go to Defensive Player of the Year. Victor Wembanyama, the favorite, minus 185, odds-on favorite. And you got Chet Holmgren, plus 650. Amen Thompson, plus 1,600. Same with Anthony Davis. And then Dyson Daniels at plus 2,000. No Mobley on this list, which is a little interesting. He won Defensive Player of the Year last year. I don't think the Cavs are going to fall off a cliff defensively. But Trey, get us started. Where are you going? And then we can get dark horse picks.
That's Wemby. The only question is if he hits the requirements on games played. Last year, he led the league with 176 blocks. He played 46 games. According to Crazy Stats on Twitter, that is the fewest games in NBA history to lead a major category. Points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. Played half the season. Led the league in blocks. He's clearly the best defensive player in the league. He's Deion Sanders-esque in that he takes up half of the court. And unfortunately for the offensive team, it is the half underneath the basket. People are scared to attack him in half court. People are scared to go against him in fast break scenarios. And he can block 3-pointers as well. So the only way Wemby doesn't win Defensive Player of the Year until he's 30 years old is if he doesn't play 65 games.
This is an award that usually goes to a big guy. Give it to the biggest guy. This is it's his award to lose if he doesn't reach that 65 games played number. Gosh, hate talking about numbers so much, and that's why this is maybe something that the NBA gets rid of at some point. Do we have to play 65 games, or maybe it just at some point here, especially since they signed this new TV deal, or maybe everyone is a little less worried about tanking. Maybe you just get rid of it because that's the whole reason for it. But anyways, I do think Mitch Johnson, the head coach of the Spurs, will allow him to do whatever he wants. And Mitch Johnson getting a training camp here, I think, will help him with Wemby because they have to be good defensively.
I was just going to ask that. I was like, this is the one fascinating part with the Wembanyama as Defensive Player of the Year pick. Like, what if they are still defensively as a team, bottom third, I guess. They're the 22nd ranked defense.
It won't happen. They were top 5 in defense when he plays.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But even then, like I think they could be they could be middle of the pack as a team. The defensive stats and the metrics and all that, and just the highlights, of course. Guys are just terrified to shoot. Like, don't try and shoot like an up and under against him. Like, he gobbles it up on the other side of the rim because his arms are so damn long.
Yeah.
But agreed. I was going to ask that, like, how bad could they still be as a team for him to win? But
his first year they were a 22nd team ranking, and so that was my reason. You can't give it to this guy. Last year, top 5 when he played. They were 20th before he got injured, so they were really bad when he went to the bench. That being said, they should be way better. With Luke Cornett being behind him.
French Vanilla. Hear about that nickname?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Wemby and Cornett together. French Vanilla. It's not bad.
It's really good.
I forgot who came up with it. That's the internet for you.
Yeah. No, they're going to be way better. Some people said, well, does that actually hurt Wemby's case for Defensive Player of the Year? Because
Luke Cornett beside him?
Well, no, just the fact that somebody comes off the bench and can play defense, and so there's not the drop off. But I don't get that. I mean, the team has to be good enough. Now, the defenders around him, maybe you can poke some holes. We'll see what De'Aaron Fox can do out there. Devin Vassell has never been that steady. Harrison Barnes is getting older. But you throw out Jeremy Sohan, you throw out Carter Bryant's going to play at some point. He's freaking good. Nah, it's just about 65 GP, 65 games played.
It's the only number that matters for this one.
Led the league in blocks, would have finished top 50 in steals and top 5 in defensive rebounds. What else do you want?
Yeah, that's right.
French Vanilla. Then when he goes to the bench, they got to sit down, Biyombo. If they need a third guy, Bismack Biyombo can get out there.
Vernie mode. Yeah. See, Bismack Biyombo has the worst plus minus in NBA history since he came into the NBA.
I saw this.
Yeah. He's been on a lot of bad teams.
Bad teams.
Yeah,
I saw you share it though, and there was a lot of Bulls names.
Yeah,
on that
3 in the
list.
top 10.
Who was it? Vucevic?
Levine. I forget who the other guy was.
Yeah, there was one more.
It was definitely Vuce and Levine. Our 2 All-Stars.
Hold on. Why Mo Vernie mode? Does he say sit down Biyombo?
When Biyombo was really rolling with the Raptors there, he was convinced that song was Sit Down Biyombo.
Wow. You don't even know you're referencing Mo Vernie at this point. It's just absorbed into you. So Wemby's winning this, but my dark horse pick is a guy that I sort of threw in there to start this conversation. It's Mobley. I mean, the guy did win last year. He was on the 8th ranked best defense in the league. They could be better. And this is the type of award we've seen over time, at least, where guys can like repeat, three-peat, win 4 of these things. In the past 30 years, we've had 4 separate guys, Mutombo, Ben Wallace, Dwight Howard, and Rudy Gobert, win the award at least 3 times. So reputation matters when it comes to DPOY. At 25-1 odds, for a guy that just won the award, that's only going to get better and should still be on a good defense. I don't think it's that far-fetched if Wemby doesn't hit 65.
Yeah, I think that's a great pick.
Right?
Yeah. There's a little dabble in there for Anthony Davis, who's never won one. It's a narrative. Like, maybe he can depending what Dallas is. That all depends what Dallas is. But yes, if the voters come down to, let's look at the top defensive teams, AD may receive some votes.
Well, that's interesting you bring that up because, again, this is considering or hypothetically saying Wemby doesn't play 65 and win this thing. Could the Miami Heat have a top 5 defense? I think maybe. Would Bam warrant some votes as sort of the lead guy there? Could the Magic have a top 5 defense? Yeah, they probably will. They probably will have the top defense. Who gets the accolade there if it's like this idea of a team award? Maybe Jalen Suggs. Maybe. That would sort of be like Dyson Daniels I guess, in that regard. And then my dark horse pick, my legit pick would be if the Clippers have a top 5 defense again, Ivica Zubac could warrant some votes. And he's like at plus 10,000 on this board here for Defensive Player of the Year. He had like basically the exact same defensive rating as Wemby last year, so he's really good on that end. It's not as sexy as Wemby highlights that we see defensively, but he is solid, very solid. Now, the concern is the Clippers might lean towards more offensive-centric players this year, and they have a lot more of them. But if Zoo keeps that defense in the top 5, I think he could warrant some votes at the very least.
For sure.
Coach of the Year. Let's do it. Mosley with the Magic, plus 600. Snyder here in the Hawks, plus 650. Bickerstaff with the Pistons, plus 1,000. Same with Mike Brown with the Knicks. And then Ime Udoka, plus 1,300. Who wants to get us started?
Quick question about Jamal Mosley's zip up here that we see on the graphic if we're looking at why all the specks, all the dust on it. That's an interesting.
He needs a lint roller.
Yeah.
Just holler at Drake.
Lint roller. Good one. But hold on. Back to, because we have the Kendrick Lamar in there, Sit Down Biombo. You're giving our friend Mo Verney the credit for coming up with Sit Down Biombo.
I'm just saying it got into your brain. I'm sure you read it way back in the day.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, no, from Mo Verney? No,
you don't think Mo Verney came up with it?
No way.
Okay, cool.
Other people, now I read it for sure.
From Mo.
No, somebody else. Somebody else.
Moyambo. Who you got for Coach of the Year?
None of those guys.
Okay.
Too many teams with expectations on there. You need the Magic to exceed expectations for Jamal Mosley to win. You need the Hawks to do it. You need the Detroit Pistons to do it. Of those 3, those are kind of like the odds are saying which Eastern Conference team do you think is going to overperform? Yeah. I would take Quinn Snyder of the top 3, but I'm going off the board for this. Okay. I think it's between Joe Mazzulla and Rick Carlisle. Mazzulla's 15-1. Carlisle is 25-1. Rick Carlisle hasn't won it since 2002, and everybody agrees. Hall of Fame coach, one of the best in the league. Nobody expecting anything from the Pacers this year. They were one of my overs. I think they could exceed very low expectations, but Joe Mazzulla is officially my pick at 15-1 plus 1,500. If the Celtics aren't bad, it's going to because they run up and down the court and chuck threes. Yeah. And that's basically Joe Mazzulla ball. The guy also gives crazy press conferences. You know, he's going to be hilarious with the media, and he will get a lot of credit for getting the most out of a team that took a real step back, losing 4 of basically their top 6 players. Yeah, if you look back at the previous Coach of the Year winners, there's 3 trends. It's either coach of the best team, which happens from time to time, obviously, just like an elite team wins 65-plus games, give it to that coach. Coach with the biggest turnaround, that's usually first-year coaches, like slotted into a new opportunity, so maybe Mike Brown with the Knicks, but they'd have to win a lot more games. And then where you're going, Trey, sort of this idea of like the coach with the biggest overachievement based on preseason expectations. The Celtics, the Pacers, because of injuries to their star guys, they're like sort of down in the Eastern Conference, and maybe they shock a lot of people and can get it done. Those are they make sense, both those picks, to play that last trend. Oh, everybody thought they weren't going to be good, and they're still good. That's great coaching. Yeah, I like the Mazzulla pick. I can see the narrative for it for sure. Also, Jaylen Brown is saying we're tired. We're running so much right now. And so he's trying to get these guys to work harder. As his assistant coach, Sam Cassell, said, it's the hardest training camp I've ever seen. Yeah, will it resonate? I think they have so many scores. There's a possibility that, they could put up a lot of points. I'll lean towards the board here for guys that are expected to overproduce, and it's Quinn Snyder for me for the Atlanta Hawks. He's an innovative coach. I think you'll see Kristaps Porzingis in that slot. I think there'll be lots of methods that'll get good storylines for him, and he's also been voted 2nd and 3rd in Coach of the Year voting before, and maybe he finally gets one here, so he is appreciated.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit like who wins the East, right? Because, or at least top 2, let's say, because the Magic, to get up there in the top 2, they're winning probably 10 to 12 more games than last year. Same with the Hawks. Yeah. The Pistons obviously maybe make that jump. And those are the 3 favorites right here when it comes to this award. I'll go Mosley. I think we're getting to who do you sort of trust more? Is it going to be the Hawks or the Magic to win 10 to 12 more games and sort of go up a level? I'll go Mosley as the favorite. Plus, 600? Yeah, not too bad either in terms of value.
I think Mitch Johnson for the Spurs will get some votes. He's appreciated. This guy was just thrown into the fire last year. Hey, you're replacing Pop all of a sudden. This year he's got a training camp. And if they're good, then he gets the votes for sure. I wonder if Ty Lue will ever win one. He's a great coach.
He's never won one.
No.
Eric Spoelstra still has never won one.
What the?
Yeah. Maybe this is the year if it's open and they shock a lot of people.
The East has
he's at plus 2,000 with
a lot of candidates here.
Yeah, Roberto Aguilar saying here in the stream team, if anyone outside of OKC wins the West, they should probably win Coach of the Year. That's not bad.
Right. So
we're expecting
Adelman.
OKC.
Yeah.
Finchy.
Yep. Yeah. Maybe it's Redick with the Lakers, I guess.
Sure. Yeah.
A little far fetched. Maybe Ty Lue. Yeah.
Or,
that's a good way to put
outside,
it. Yeah.
Outside Udoka. Chance there for you.
Yep. All
Basically, one guy's not going to win it. Kenny Atkinson.
Yeah. Because no one's ever gone back to back either.
He has the same odds as the Nets, Bulls, Jazz, and Wizards coach.
Yeah.
Even though,
that's right.
Obviously the Cavs are going to be good. Repeat winners do not happen in Coach of the Year.
No. I mean, even Mark Daigneault was a great example of that. They won 68 games last year. We're setting records left and right, missing key guys, obviously just showing off incredible depth, all that. And it's like, no, he can't win again.
Nah.
They were already good. We already gave him Coach of the Year 2 years ago. Can't do it to again. That's a great point. Kenny being so low. All right, our final award here. I guess it's a part of the major awards now. Clutch Player of the Year.
Blessings.
Yes, that's right. Brunson is your favorite, plus 850. Anthony Edwards, plus 900. Same with Durant. Then you got Luka and Jokic rounding out our list here by way of FanDuel. Plus 1,000. This is always a funny award to try and predict.
Sure.
Who do you think's going to do well in the clutch?
Who do you think's going to be awesome the last 2 minutes of a game?
Who's won this thing? We started with Fox, we had Curry, and then we had Brunson last year?
That's right.
Those are our 3 Clutch Player of the Year winners. Okay, so can Brunson make history?
Go back to back for the first time ever?
Yeah, what do you think?
He's got a chance. I'm taking Trae Young. Plus 1,500, 15 to 1 odds. Finished 4th in Clutch Player of the Year voting last season. The Hawks went 21 and 20 in the clutch. Believe it or not, they were 500 in the clutch. Still, that's the 8th most wins in the clutch last season. I think they got a better team this year. Therefore, they will have more wins. And I still think Trae will be the main guy when it comes clutch time, handling the ball, making plays, or more likely pulling it from 30 feet, hitting the cool game winners that make their way around the highlight factory. So yeah, Trae Young for me, a little bit off the board, but the guy's a clutch player, and he's going to have the opportunity to show his stuff this year with the Hawks taking a step forward.
I'll take Steph Curry. He's clutch.
Yeah, he's good.
Good pick.
Yeah, I think they'll get to the last few minutes and they'll give him the ball. We'll see a lot of Al Horford passing to Steph Curry to shoot that thing. They got to win games, and I think Steph is going to put it on his shoulders to score on this team. He's already won it. You forget about that. I just forget about.
I forget about this award.
Yeah. It's funny how we go through it, though. But yeah, Steph's. If there's anybody who should win it multiple times, no disrespect to De'Aaron Fox and Jalen Brunson, it's Steph. So let's
GM
go.
survey.
Steph.
I think you got the most votes for who you want with the ball at the end of the game, right?
It's a good pick.
It's a good one.
I can't wait for this award. Like, how long will it take? I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 more seasons where then we'll have debates like, can you believe so-and-so has never won Clutch Player of the Year? How has Jokic never had a Clutch Player of the Year? How has SGA never had, for example? It's going to happen. My pick, purely because of narrative reasons, give me Kevin Durant. And they basically went and got this guy for this reason. Hey, we need clutch shots. I believe he can still hit those shots because he's unstoppable, getting to his spot, rising up. So yeah, KD, I think the Rockets are going to win a lot of games. He just needs a couple game winners under his belt. Obviously the stats and the opportunity. That's a part of it. I guess that's why like maybe SGA is not even on this list. Maybe even Jokic lower. It's like you do have to be in like close games, like to give yourself a chance to help your stats, right? So
Yeah.
I'll go KD though.
OKC didn't have those last year.
No,
So Shea couldn't join the fun.
Yep. All right, those are our picks for the 7 awards. Let's hear from you guys, your main picks and then your dark horse picks and all that fun. Got a little bit of new. Yeah.
No love for the Hustle Award? You
Oh,
think
where
the
do we-
Clutch Player of the Year award is ridiculous? How about the Hustle Award?
Yeah. Can you bet on the Hustle Award?
I didn't see it on
Yeah,
FanDuel. Do you know who the defending Hustle Award winner of the year
Is it Dyson Daniels?
It's not.
Oh.
I'm surprised because, of course, as everybody knows, the award is decided using a metric known as hustle stats, which tracks defensive and offensive efforts, such as diving for loose balls, taking charges, deflections, setting screens, and contesting shots.
Yes.
Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows that. Marcus Smart has won a couple of these.
He's a 3-time
Three?
winner.
Okay.
Oh, he's coming back this year. He hasn't played a lot.
Yeah, sure.
Get in early.
Has Draymond Green won one?
Draymond
of these?
is the reigning, defending Hustle Award winner of the year.
He's the reigning?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Remember all that diving he was doing last year?
Not really.
What about Diving Daniels? Maybe he'll be the guy. Get your picks in. Who's hustling this
If I
year?
had to pick, yeah, I'd take Daniels. Amen Thompson, maybe.
Okay,
I
sure.
don't know,
Yeah.
deflections I'm going on. Does he
Well,
take-
that's what Dyson Daniels did last
Yeah, I
year.
know,
He
I
was
know.
spanking everybody.
yeah, man.
What are these stats?
Stats.
So don't we have more stats coming?
Oh, yeah.
I saw my
Coming out
first.
with new stats?
I saw my
Yeah.
first dunk score graphic.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny Furphy,
Oh, that was nice.
107.
nice.
Anything over 100, you're living the life.
That was a big ass.
That
dunk.
was good.
Yeah. That guy can fly, man. All right, we got a little bit of news before we wrap this up. Unfortunate news for Kings fans. Rinse and repeat. Kings forward Keegan Murray sidelined for more than a month after injuring his left thumb in a preseason game. The team said Murray will be reevaluated in 4 to 6 weeks. Tass, this is not a good start to the Sacramento Kings season. They do not have a lot of power forwards or like forwards in general here to sort of slot in here. I can't wait to see what Doug Christie decides on,
Right.
but this sucks.
Just
Especially we all had the over for Sacramento.
yeah.
Might want to take a
Literally,
mulligan.
what's the worst that could happen? Well, a guy got hurt right away at the most irreplaceable position for the
Yeah,
Kings.
and maybe I know Keon Ellis is good, but Keegan Murray is probably their best defensive player in terms of like you are putting him on wing guys.
Absolutely.
He's got size. He can shoot too. He's trying to get a contract. That's another part of this whole thing, his rookie extension. Bad timing for him, bad time for the Kings. Anyway, what do you think?
It's terrible that they don't have a big wing to replace him, really. Are we going to see some Dario Saric minutes out there? Are they going to go? I know. It's slow.
It's
Drew,
it's an
he's
option.
an option.
Yeah.
Drew Eubanks, if they want to go huge, because they don't have height. But I think it is Nick Clifford time.
You think so?
Yeah. Now, he doesn't really have the height for that big of a spot. They're going to be a little undersized. Like the 3-4 will be him and DeRozan if he's out there. But he's an older rookie, 5-year college player. He's got the wingspan. I think he gets after it from what I've watched in any minute. So I think he would be the guy who can stretch the floor a little bit. But it is terrible news around. Are we going to see a guy that we watched last year in G League basketball here in Atlanta, and then with the Atlanta Hawks, Daquan Plowden get minutes? I mean, they're desperate. They're desperate for a lock-in guy, and that's why I think Nick Clifford, a 23 years old, 5-year player, is probably the guy to do it.
It's a possibility. Their 4 starters are Schroeder, Levine, DeRozan, and Sabonis. And then the options here, Trey, are like, do you size up? You go big, or do you go try and just play super sort of fast and small? And maybe that's even Malik Monk or Keon Ellis or maybe Clifford. What do you think Doug Christie and the Kings will do here?
I think they should start their other rookie, Maxine Reynaud.
Yeah,
he's like 7 feet tall.
Yeah, he got a chance, I think.
He's been wearing the starters' jerseys.
That's right. Yes.
And the other guys haven't. What I think they will probably do is go with Keon Ellis. Get a little defense in there, even if it is perimeter defense, to make it tougher, supposedly, for teams to score on Sabonis inside. But this is just a disaster for the Kings. Losing Keegan Murray is like the one spot they couldn't lose.
Yep.
He may be their best wing defender, and he's just an okay wing defender. He hasn't even shot it all that well. Like you said, he's got his extension coming up. The deadline is October 20th. Who knows how this affects that, but not good, and definitely not good for over 34.5 wins. This should be a sign for the Kings. It's time to blow it up. We should trade DeRozan. We should try and trade Sabonis. Good luck with Levine. I don't know if that could happen, but that's not really been the Kings' MO. for the past couple of seasons. So I don't think that that's what they'll do.
Yeah. Yeah. Keegan was thrown in there as a rook, so that's why I think Nick Clifford could just imitate that.
Keegan Murray was amazing as a rookie.
Yeah.
Shut the lights. Didn't he set the record
It
at
was
that
like
at the time?
41% from three and down ever since.
And it is all about how much he'll miss here, because it's even 4 to 6 weeks, and he'll be reevaluated in 4 to 6 weeks with the UCL injury. So if it's short, that's all right. But if it is 6 weeks where you miss 3 games against OKC, 3 games against Denver, when you don't have a big defender and Sabonis, who isn't a rim defender at the 5, maybe they go Reyno just to have a lot of height. Yeah. Because Clifford is only 6'5".
Yeah.
That would be
Malik
small.
Monk is tiny. Keon Ellis is probably 6'4", 6'5".
Slight.
I mean, he's a dog. Yeah, he's slight. Saric, no thank you. I'm sorry. They wish they had Trey Lyles still on the roster.
That's right.
But I think he's in Barcelona. Or he's in
Madrid,
Spain. Madrid, thank you.
Yeah,
What about Ben Simmons? Give him a call. I think he would want to play in Sacramento.
What about Westbrook? Aren't they tied to him?
I mean, they still do want Westbrook, but unfortunately a guard as well.
Yeah.
Doug McDermott, he's on this team.
Yeah.
First time with the Kings.
Wow.
Seems like he's been a King his whole life.
Interesting.
Yeah, weird. Thought this would be his second time around.
I heard Deuce and Mo, obviously a great Kings podcast. They were mentioning the tough schedule for the Kings to start this season. You sort of alluded to it. They have 9 games combined against the Thunder, the Nuggets, and the Timberwolves before American Thanksgiving. So we're like maybe the 3, no disrespect to the Rockets and other teams that could get in the mix, but those are 3 of the best teams in the league. OKC, Denver, and Minnesota, and they play them 9 combined times before the end of November. That's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, that sucks, but you're probably picking those teams over the Kings even if Murray's healthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't change
It's going to be the games
winning the games they should have won.
Yeah.
Would be the problem.
Yeah, not a great start here for Kings fans. But hey, anyone want to change their over-under pick?
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
You can't. It's on a graphic. That was a test.
It has an emoji by it.
What was the line? 34 and a half.
34 and a half.
Okay. Don't worry. They can backdoor their way into it.
They'll be nice. He'll be healthy come March. That's the time.
That's
Murray March.
That's right. Okay, we're going to call it there. Fun show. Again, one of my favorites we do all season long. Making our NBA award predictions. Hit the like button, subscribe, 5-star ratings and reviews. Plan is for us to be back on Wednesday. We're going to do some NBA team tier ranking. Going to slot all the teams in here.
Slot them in.
Get into a little bit of debate of who's the best of the best and go all the way down the line. That'll be on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Hope to see you then. Till then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, Executive of the Year is an award that goes to one person that we didn't predict. I think I got to scrap it. It's a team. It's a front office award. They got to do multiple guys. It should just be Executives of the Year.
Okay, who are you picking?
I'm picking.
You're picking the Hawks.
Nuggets.
Oh,
I'm going Nuggets.
I thought you were going Atlanta. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Ansi Saleh, respect.
Yeah.
That I think for him, he'd probably be a solo guy, but I think it's going to go to the Nuggets. Ben Tanzer, if I'm saying his name right, and Jonathan Wallace.
John Wallace, he used to play for the Raptors.
He sure did.
You have his autograph, right?
It was his autograph, right?
Thought it was Vince Carter.
Yeah, I was told it was Vince Carter. What a weird story that is.
Trey, who are you taking for Executive of the Year?
Arturas Karnistrovas.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, brought back Giddy and future MVP Matas Buzelis.
Brought them back, you're right. Brace the name, people.